the penultimate episode of Landman Season 1 has just been released. While it wasn't the most action-packed or event-filled episode, it laid the foundations for the deadly direction of the season finale and hinted at what's to come in the second season. Picking up directly after the National Guard killed a member of the cartel in Episode 8, death became the core theme of this episode. Tommy grappled with his future and the risks it posed for his family. In this episode, we saw the death of a major character, Jon Hamm's Monty. His death wasn't shown on screen, but we witnessed his final moments as he suffered another heart attack. Tommy traveled over 600 miles to see him and overheard a conversation Monty had with Jerry about family, the importance of prioritizing loved ones, doing what you love, and ensuring your family's well-being. Monty, however, failed to embody this philosophy. He lay dying in a hospital bed, alone, with none of his daughters nearby, having neglected his family in favor of business. Monty's condition forced Tommy into a reflective state, especially as the cartel loomed larger in his life. They made it clear they had eyes and ears everywhere, with the power to retaliate if necessary. Tommy began to feel the weight of these threats, particularly when the cartel referenced Monty's declining health. The cartel's constant surveillance and mounting pressure suggest that trouble is coming. With Monty now dead, the cartel might see this as an opportunity to strike, especially since the man who made the decisions is no longer around. On a brighter note, Tommy received a significant promotion to Vice President of Operations just moments before Monty's death. This promotion was a bittersweet moment for Tommy, as it marked a major step forward in his career but also came at a time of great personal turmoil. However, the victory was quickly overshadowed by the unexpected appointment of Rebecca to the role of Vice President of Exploration. Rebecca, who had long been at odds with Tommy, harbored resentment towards him, particularly blaming his son, Cooper, for the death of Medina. Tommy felt that Rebecca, despite her ambition and ruthless drive, was unqualified for the role she had been given. Her lack of experience and skills in this area made Tommy wary of the challenges that lay ahead. The appointment set the stage for an intense power struggle, as both Tommy and Rebecca would have to work closely together, but with underlying animosity and distrust. Their competing visions for the company and personal grievances would inevitably create tension, making their already hostile work environment even more volatile. Navigating this new dynamic will require both of them to confront not only their professional differences but also their personal vendettas, leaving the future of the company and their own fates uncertain. In the episode's final moments, Tommy walked barefoot out the back of his house, clearly in a state of shock after receiving an unsettling phone call from Kami. He stared at a wolf or coyote, which was soon shot by his neighbor. The wolf's sudden death felt symbolic of Monty's fate, a fierce predator brought down unexpectedly and entirely out of its control. As Tommy stood there in shock, it became clear that dark times are looming on the horizon. He's lost his best friend, and a weakness has now emerged, making his next moves interesting to follow. Cooper and Ariana. Cooper and Ariana didn't have much involvement in this episode, but they defied the warnings they were receiving, symbolized by constant interruptions at the door, and became intimate with each other. During this episode, we saw Cooper trying to build a future, tapping into the mindset that Jerry said Monty should have embraced. Cooper negotiated a $1 million settlement for the death of Ariana's husband, and it seems he plans to use some of that money to set up his own operation. His ultimate goal is to invest in Wolf Camp Shale, the richest oil field in the world, which requires a $10 million investment. Since most people are unwilling to risk drilling there and coming up dry, Cooper plans to first focus on the Clear Fork field, acquiring expired leases on existing wells and combining them to create something valuable. Once he's built enough capital, he aims to move on to Wolf Camp Shale, drilling with the hopes of making a fortune while being smart about knowing when to step away. Cooper is deeply motivated by the desire to provide a secure and prosperous future for both himself and Ariana. This drive stems from his ambition to break free from a life of mediocrity and ensure that he and Ariana can enjoy a life of stability and comfort. However, Ariana, though she cares for him, wasn't entirely on board with this vision. She found herself uncertain about the future of their relationship, questioning whether their bond would survive the pressures of their individual aspirations and the challenges they faced. Ariana's hesitations were rooted in her own doubts about their long-term compatibility and whether they could truly build a future together, given the unpredictability of their circumstances. Despite her uncertainty, Cooper remained focused on laying the foundation for his own operation, driven by the idea that success would bring them both the security they needed. In a striking moment of determination, Cooper succeeded in securing his first client despite not even having a business card, an accomplishment that illustrated his resourcefulness and commitment. This early success hinted at a larger storyline, one that seems poised to unfold in the next season. It's clear that Cooper is determined to carve out a path for himself, and while Ariana's doubts may linger, Cooper's ambition and perseverance suggest that his journey is just beginning, and his actions will likely continue to shape the dynamics of their relationship and the trajectory of his professional endeavors. Angela and Ainsley. Angela and Ainsley continue to feel underutilized, with storylines that seem odd and lacking direction. However, they could be drawn into the cartel's power plays. The cartel mentioned having eyes and ears everywhere, which worried Tommy. Angela left Tommy a note saying she was heading to the old folks' home, and Ainsley was present as well. The timing of Monty's death makes it plausible that Angela and Ainsley could be targeted next. There was a moment in the episode where Tommy found his wife and daughter separately, right after being reminded of the importance of family. It felt like a tease that something might go wrong for one or both of them in the future. Episode review. This episode was decent, but not particularly thrilling. With the previous episode ending in a large explosion that killed a member of the cartel and compromised their product, I expected a stronger retaliation. Instead, the element of danger felt subdued. The decision to kill off Monty was bold but effective. It highlighted what could happen to Tommy if he didn't prioritize his family and weakened his position moving forward, leaving him more vulnerable to the cartel. The show has been entertaining, with strong performances from characters like Tommy, Norris, Nate, Cooper, Monty, and Ariana. It has provided fascinating insights into an industry I knew little about. While I hoped the penultimate episode would build more tension leading into the finale, I still have faith that the final episode will deliver. With a week to go until the Season 1 finale, it will be disappointing when it comes to a close, as this has been one of the best shows on TV recently. Let's hope for a Season 2 to continue these storylines. Outro. So there you have it, Landman Episode 9 explained. If you want to see more episodes of Landman broken down, click on the card in the top corner or check out my channel for the full playlist. What did you think of this episode? How do you think Season 1 will end? Share your thoughts in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.